The best show for Chicago sports. Oh my God!
Yeah. What's good? We back. Unfortunately, not with the Chicago Bulls in the playoffs, but hey, we tried. What's good, everybody? I swear we tried. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, and of course, Stefan Adon in the building. On today's show, we gotta break down what the heck happened to the 2023 Chicago Bulls. Why are we not sitting in the playoffs? What are the real reasons? Who do we really need to be looking at here? And then there is the actual playoffs that have happened, and man, are the playoffs entertaining. I hate to even say it, but the play-in teams were actually competitive, at least in the East. So we'll break down some of our favorite games from that. The date today is what? I don't know what it's all right.
April 17th.
Hey.
Monday, April 17th.
Monday, April 17th. Let's go.
April has flown by, bro. April has flown by.
Hey, bro, you know how like you could swipe down on your phone and used to give you the date? It don't do that no more. Found that out at the wrong moment.
I don't know how you got his phone set up.
Hey, man, it is what it is. Forget all of y'all. Nah, man, I haven't had.
It has that man in purgatory. That man does not care.
Hey, man,
like, it don't matter what date it is.
Hey, right.
You gonna get what I get, okay?
What's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We are glad to be back for another week of the Daily Show. If y'all haven't done so, man,
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
There is a
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
y'all heard what Sue Young said. Push the goddamn button, cause we be wanting y'all to just, I mean, like, rock with us. Are you rocking with us or not, man? Let's get the energy.
How can you
up on
not
this
like
moment. How can you not like us? That was one of the funniest moments ever when Joel just crept across the bottom and then just went back.
You know we can still see, right?
Joel,
you see you crawling on the camera, like, now they know a grown man is on the floor.
Hey,
just seen his head and they just turned and then
it's like, what is happening right now?
No, I will say that is the greatest thing about the new studio. Like, with everything set up in there, I just like put my arms out and spun around. I was like, we have so much room for activities. Like it's just, there's so much space in that mug, man. Hey, but we do got to talk about what the heck happened to this team this season, man. Bulls finish out their season 40-42. AK sounds like continuity is going to be the answer again next year. Hopefully with some more additions, at least, I guess. And I mean, the second half of the season was not bad. The second half of the season actually was good, even down to the last game where there's some lineup things that I looked at and I was like, what the heck are we doing here? Billy Donovan, for sure. I knew those things would happen, like they always happen with Billy Donovan. But the Chicago Bulls fought hard in that last game versus Miami, all up until they couldn't score in the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds, something like that. How you feeling right now? How you feeling?
All right.
You feeling good right now?
All right.
Got that one? Got that one? Hey, where's that offense coming from? We'll talk about that later.
Surprisingly, I'm feeling okay.
We'll talk about where that offense is coming from later. Boys, what do you think happened to the 2023 Chicago Bulls?
I'll let Kid can go.
Man, listen, roster construction is one thing. Development is another thing. It just didn't hit at the right times for us. You know, P. Will earlier this season was not the P. Will that we saw later this season. And even, good Lord, that is a loud stop that. Okay.
Come on, boy.
P. Will
like,
earlier this season was not the P. Will we saw later this season. We had some people regress. We don't have the shooting. We don't have the shooting. We don't have the shooting to compete. Miami made their way into the playoffs and they fought hard against the Bucks, but they have shooting.
Yep. Had
Max Strus, I don't know where he came from, can shoot. What's the other
here.
guy?
We
Here.
have.
He came from here.
We have.
That's where
shooting.
Max Strus came
Oh,
from.
hey,
Max Strus
what-
was AK's first cut.
Oh, dag, AK. What was the other gentleman? I gotta go look up this guy. It's just a bunch of people. It's like, who are these guys? Who are these random guys that they just find that can shoot?
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson's back in, even though Tyler Hero broke his hand. Duncan Robinson can shoot.
Low IQ moment, by the way. Grayson Allen had that basketball. You gotta let that go.
He fought hard. He didn't expect to break his hand. It didn't even look like something he would break his hand on, to be honest with you.
I did not think broken hand when I saw that. I did not think, his hand shattered when I saw that.
Yeah,
In
like
the slightest, dog.
I can't call that a low IQ moment. It's the playoffs. You fight for every possession. You fall.
I don't know.
I won't do him like that. But then continuity. I have to give AK credit. There was some continuity issues.
Yeah.
Zach, Demar, and Vooch really hadn't figured out, what's what. Zach obviously was able to take off after the All-Star break. I don't think that's just because Patrick Beverley was there. I think that there was an actual shift in their approach and who they run through. And I think they finally decided, like, hey, we're gonna run things through Zach. I think it was a great move. It's a little too late though. And not enough involvement from Vooch. I think it's just we don't consistently go through them at times. And whether that be the defense forcing us not to or not, that's one thing I have to look at. But that's what I thought it was. There's just too many things that they had to figure out and not enough shooting.
Yeah, I'm along them same sentiments. Like Patrick Beverley came in, obviously gave the Bulls a spark, but I mean, the whole season has pretty much been a mathematics game, right? Everybody else is shooting threes, and the Bulls is taking two. Then, as much as I love DeMar DeRozan, you can't win games with Mugg to shoot you out the gym. Couple that with the fact that Zach came on, like finally came on and showed us that he was absolutely worthy of that of the 215. Not having a point guard for the majority of the year until the All-Star break kind of hurt the Bulls. In a sense, because I mean it's something that Pat has said all year and continuously said. They go through these droughts of 4 minutes without scoring, 2 minutes without scoring, 3.5 minutes without scoring, and you need to get points out of those possessions to stand these games. I think, if anything else, if I was like to really look at it, I would just say it was honestly too little, too late. But I'm kind of interested to see what AK does. Going into the offseason, because the Bulls definitely need shooting. And one person that's on my list is Austin Reeves, but y'all can go ahead and I don't know. I don't know. They definitely look like they need him.
If we find a way to get Austin Reeves, that'd be interesting. His first off, LeBron love that man. That man's not going nowhere.
Hey, listen, I'm about to say, why are we entertaining LeBron's second best chance to win the ring right now? Like,
hey, that's a restricted free agent.
That man is about to get the bag right now.
He about to get that baggy bag.
But anyway, Pat.
I think here's the thing, right? And maybe I am the optimistic Bulls fan. Maybe I am the fan that looks at, kind of what the Bulls have gone through this season. And I look at the second half of the season very much like I look at the second half of the season for other teams. And I say, hey, listen, it's not the end of the world. There's more here than what we had to start at the beginning of this. But it's like you said, those pieces have to play up. Guess what? We didn't see enough from Kobe White. We didn't see enough from Patrick Williams at the beginning of the season. We didn't see enough, right? Like, we didn't have the same players that we had at the beginning of the season at the end of the season. Zach LaVine included in that. Zach LaVine did not play well to start off this season. He was recovering from injury, and then he got back in, and they were like, hey, go be a point guard. I was like, wait, hold on. Now, like, that's not what I do. I can, like, I have the ability to, but that's not what I do. I just feel like, right, like the Chicago Bulls, I look at the 40 and 42. We asked this question over on Locked On Bulls. Are they better than their record? I think that the organization that is the Chicago Bulls is their record. I think that the organization is 40 and 42. I think that the talent you have in Chicago is better than 40 and 42. But you came into this season with the mindset of, hey, Lonzo Ball will be healthy enough to play this year. That's where you're making your first mistake. You came into this season with, we'll have plenty of shooting depth because Kobe White and Patrick Williams will take a step. You didn't have contingency plans for, hey, what if this like goes wrong? You didn't have any plan at the point guard position at your, right? Like, I mean, realistically, you didn't have a plan at a lot of positions on just, hey, what if this guy gets hurt? Your second best option wasn't that good. And so to me, I look at the organization as a whole and I say that the Chicago Bulls organization is 40 and 42, but I think you saw in the second half of the season, right? Like we love Pat Bev. We know what Pat Bev can bring. We know the energy. Pat Bev ain't a top 20 point guard in the NBA. You took a guy that's probably worse than some teams' backups in this league, and all of a sudden this team was able to turn itself around. Now, I do think you have a leadership problem. I think you have a vocal leadership problem. And that's why Pat Bev kind of fit into that. But to me, what happened with the Chicago Bulls in 2023 is the simple fact that I think people underestimate how important it is to have people that know how to play their position. And we had nobody that knew how to play a very important position at the point guard position. Io, right? Like we thought he was going to take that lead. He didn't. That was supposed to be your starting point guard. That was our insurance blanket. He was a good point guard his rookie year. Sophomore year, not so much. Now he started to look more like the combo guard guy, right? Like he wasn't focusing in on as much on defense at all. He was getting cooked on just about every play. I mean, like he was getting cooked a lot this season. It was an Io cook fest. Like last year when people was in fear of trying to get past Io, this year they was just like, I move him out the way. A lot of people didn't take steps that you were expecting to take steps. And I don't think you put those people in the best position to take steps. So that's why I say that to me, I'll ask y'all this, and we've talked about this before. I don't believe that the Chicago Bulls are that far away. How far away are the Bulls realistically? I don't believe that the Chicago Bulls are 3-4 pieces away. The Bulls finished the season going from the 26th offense in the NBA to the 16th offense in the NBA just by people playing in the right position. They were the second and or first, depending on what website you look at, best defense in the NBA. Now, the funny part is most of the bad teams are the best defensive teams in the league. I don't know what that means with that stat, but literally if you look at it, it's like, oh, like who's the top of the league? It's like Toronto, the Bulls, Atlanta. It's like, oh, are they just playing a slower pace? But Zach LaVine took off. Demar Derozan, like you said, kid, started to take less shots. Demar Derozan only took 20 shots 5 times at the end of the season, in the second half of the season. Zach LaVine did it 9 times. The Bulls lost 16 of 33 games. 16 of 33 games on last minute or overtime.
So this is where I have to get like a little pushback on that, right? So I don't think the organization is at fault. Billy Donovan did something that most coaches would get killed for, but he did the right thing. He had to find what lineup worked, and he did it based off of what he saw visually. He also did it based off what the numbers show. There's a reason why certain lineups or certain people only get limited minutes in these playing games, because statistically he put the best team on the floor. And I'm not saying I necessarily agree. I'm not a huge I am not a advanced analytics stan. Like I'm not going to live and die off advanced analytics. I do believe that eye test is absolutely real and the optics matter. I'm not someone that's just going to look at the black and white and that it be all end all be all. I think the numbers lie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, but don't always tell the whole truth. So I say that to say it's just he was figuring out his lineups with what he had. I think Green being injured was a big blow for us simply because of what he brought, the hustle that he brought, the defense he brought, the at times the 15 points that he would just randomly have, just his presence there. Trying to figure out who you run your offense through, because it's not as if Zach entered this season, even though he had this contract with as a clear number one that we run everything through. And we kind of saw that they were trying to figure that part out. So I do feel like, hey, while I don't want to excuse AK, I don't want to sit there and like, I get what he means by continuity. Also, injuries happen, and depending on who that person is, it's hard to find a replacement for that. If Zach is injured right now, we have nobody to really take over what he brings to there, because you already have DeMar in the starting lineup. You can't replace that. Lonzo was one of those people you just couldn't readily replace. And the people that you could replace him with, who could you realistically grab? Right. So it was one of those things where it was like, there is no contingency plan because there's no one else to fill that role right now.
Yeah, but you also just said, I'm not going to put a point guard in there. Even your backup point guard, we've all agreed, isn't a point guard.
But who do you grab?
All of your backup point guards weren't point guards.
I get you, but it's who do you grab, right? Pat Bev got traded away and then Pat Bev got traded and then cut, basically, for him to be available, right? So like, it's one of those things where this ain't Madden. This ain't 2K. This ain't let me get that guy. He's gonna come. It's like that. It don't work that way, right? That guy's a free agent. Like, there was very limited free agents who could have came in, and the ones that we really wanted weren't point guards, right? It's one of those things where you just deal with the hand that you're dealt. As far as how many pieces we're all away, we're two good role playing shooters away.
It was some gross point guards on the market. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just looked up 2022 free agent top ranking point guards. Eric Bledsoe, DJ Augustine, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
You're not gonna grab those guys.
I'd have grabbed Rondo. I think we all said we would have grabbed Rondo.
Rondo, for some odd reason, is being blackballed by the league, and it probably has more to do with his attitude than anything.
Yeah,
which I can understand.
And Chris Dunn I'd have grabbed, but yeah, I'd have grabbed Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn is a point guard. I would have grabbed Chris Dunn, but
I pass on that too. Look, gross.
Chris Dunn. Hey, you want to talk about a guy that could do it defensively for you? Chris Dunn still average, I think, 2 steals a game. Yeah. Hey, Chris Dunn just get 10-day contracts, go in there for 10 days, gets 20 steals, and then they don't re-sign him. Like, I think
that's them untangibles.
I think Chris Dunn legit still averages like 2 steals a game, bro. Hey, this man just can't. He has zero offensive ability, bro. Like, that man be having moments where he think he Kobe, and he be like, "Hey, bro, like, stop shooting that. Nobody want to see you shoot that."
But all that being said, we're shooters away.
I agree with that.
Look at case in point. Look at Phoenix. I know we're going to talk about them in a little bit. Phoenix, very top heavy.
Yeah.
No one looks at Phoenix to say that's a weak team. You look at that team and say, man, they have no bench. They have nobody else to come in to really be an impact on that team. And that's why most people have the Clippers. Like, it's a toss up as to who win that thing. I don't think there's any loser, like as far as legacy is concerned, in that particular matchup. Because if you lose to Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, it's Kevin freaking Durant and Devin Booker, right? But if Devin, if they lose, it's like, hey, we really have no one to compete with the roster that the Clippers have put together. Like, it's just a fact. The Bulls have no way to compete with some of the rosters that have been constructed.
And the only times they do is when they shoot the ball well.
And
I think it's more than just shooters, right? Like, yes, you do have to have shooters on your team. I thought AK said something though. It's about taking more, and it's about actually taking ones that open up. AK talked about creating open looks from the 3-point line, and the Bulls just would drive off of the line and get to the mid range, and they would get to the bucket and try to make a play. That's absolutely true. This Bulls team this season consistently would drive off of the line, whether it's P. Will. Kobe White basically just said, I'm not driving no more. I'm going to pull this mug. But, I mean, that was second half of the season when it started to fall for him, right? Zach LaVine does that. DeMar, of course, will always do that. I don't expect DeMar. DeMar actually was pulling it more than he wasn't. But I just think that, right, like, there's a philosophy here that also needs to have a change as well, because Chicago Bulls for 2 seasons in a row have been at the bottom of the NBA in attempted three-pointers. That means that you're not even taking three-pointers, right? That doesn't mean, right, like a shooter's going to make the biggest difference. It means you're not even taking them. You're 29th in attempts. You were 30th last year. There's only 30 teams. You know what I mean? So I think that there's some change that needs to come all the way around. To me, I do think you're a couple of shooters away, though. I think the Bulls have to go out and they have to sign. And I'm going to be honest with you, Duncan Robinson, it sounds good, cool, okay. No, go find me somebody that's proven. You're the Chicago freaking Bulls. There's shooters on the market. We got money.
How you gonna spend it?
What shooters are on the market?
Let's look at the free agent list this year. Let's throw it here.
Because the biggest free agents that we know are really going to be free agents. Christian Wood. Christian Wood. I think Andre Drummond is going to get re-signed, so I'm not going to say him. Kevin Love, I believe, is going to get re-signed with the Heat.
Probably.
Moritz Wagner, I think he may not be re-signed.
Moritz Wagner. I mean, listen, go get Gary Trent. Go get Malik Beasley.
Gary Trent ain't going nowhere.
Malik Beasley is a nice one.
Listen, I'm just saying, go get Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson has been very up and down. Josh Hart probably staying in New York. If you need to, go get Kyle Kuzma. I'm just saying, you're the Chicago freaking Bulls. There's people that fit a need that you have.
From the Wizards.
He ain't gonna resign with the Wizards. Who's not going back to the Wizards? Hey, you want to know where?
He finna get a bag. He finna get a bag though.
You want to know where? You want to know where none of that fashion matters? In Washington.
Did Malik Beasley get bought out? Because if not, he's still on the contract.
I'm looking.
He with the Lakers right now.
Yeah, he's gonna be there to the end of 22. To the end of next season. So
it's like. Realistically, you might have to trade for somebody.
They have they have a club option. Okay, so they got a club option and they got his bird rights. But I'm just saying, right? Like, there are names out here that are going to be free agents this season that you can go after. Spend some money on the things that you need. That's the part, right? Like, we kind of basically just talked ourselves into what Goran Dragic could be for this team because of what his numbers had been career-wise. But there's a reason Goran Dragic wasn't playing basketball in the NBA no more. There's a reason Goran Dragic was at the end of everybody's bench. That man he's old. He'll give you one good game, and then he's gonna need the next 2 nights off. He's a defensive liability, right? Like, to me, I just think
liability. I think he was available though.
He
was available, but he was just a defensive liability.
He was available though. I just think, right, like, you're in a position now where I think you need to decide one way or the other. And I don't think that the core that you have to just completely blow up. I don't think that where the Chicago Bulls are right now, you have to go completely away from this and go back to being a 22-win team. I don't believe that works anyway. Y'all know how I feel about tanking. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. We got a top pick to put around a bunch of garbage. Like, LeBron ain't coming out of the draft this year, right? Like, maybe this year, right, Victor Wembanyama ends up being the LeBron. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know if that transition is going to be as easy as everyone thinks. The people in the NBA are big as well. Y'all see a lot of these highlights with Wemby. A lot of dudes smaller than him. There's not nearly
And
as
that's
many
for a
dudes
minute.
smaller than him, right? Like Wemby's not that much of an anomaly in today's NBA. Remember when Chet Holmgren was coming out and everybody was all hype about him, right? Like
Hey,
Chet
no, they
can't
still
guard
big
Wemby.
on
You
Chet.
just got to put on some weight. I don't know why.
Yo,
Hey,
no,
I will
for
say,
real though,
hey, Chet got
it's
to
a
put on
lot of
a
NBA
lot of
players
weight.
that's still like really big on Chet. They say Chet got. It's actually funny, because I hate listening to Gilbert Arenas podcast. I really do.
I feel like every one of those podcasts that like pop off real quick ends up like, oh, now like they feel like they have to have a hot take in every podcast.
Yeah,
And that's how Gilbert's podcast feels now. It's like every
Yeah.
episode is just like, who is Michael Jordan really? I played against MJ. I played with him. Who is Michael? Like, he's a GOAT, but like, is he LeBron? It's like, we don't like every.
You know whose podcast is actually pretty good? Well, since we talk, Paul George podcast is actually pretty good.
Now, Paul George is solid.
I
His is solid.
haven't given it a listen. I've seen the like the TikTok clips and stuff like that because he just does it by himself, right?
No,
Nah,
he got
he-
Jackie Long and somebody else. I forgot the other job.
Oh, I ain't never
yeah.
even heard nobody else on that. I thought that was an
Oh.
interview.
Yeah, the way he does it.
Jackie Longden was an ATL.
Yeah, the way he does it though, he don't do hot takes. Like it's really just.
I'm for real. Like, I'm not lying about that.
Why was that where we attributed to from? From ATL?
Is
You know
he
what I'm talking
not in
about?
the
I
movie?
bet.
This-
He was in
Like
the
that-
movie.
I
I mean, that was
nothing
like
else?
20 years ago.
I'm
Ringo,
really
but I
Ain't
mean,
done nothing else.
I mean-
my man has had other roles since then.
I mean,
But I get.
that was the first one.
Jackie Long,
okay, I'm
ATL,
sorry.
you know
That
what I
was
mean?
the first one that popped off in my head. My bad. I'm sorry.
That been, ATL
Oh.
came out in 2006. This man ain't did nothing in 20 years.
Hey, my fault. Like,
The only thing I can really see happening right now is things happening via trade. And realistically, there's only a handful of teams that I can see even being willing to enter those conversations. I do not think that we're going to have DeMar, Zach, and Vooch on the squad at the same time to fill some of those needs. I think you have to move. You're not moving Zach, so we're not going to even have that
Zach ain't going
conversation.
nowhere.
I think anyone who wants to sit there and say we should trade Zach, you're stupid. Go back to bed. You're not trading Zach LaVine, right? You're not gonna sit there and pay him that contract to get your whole organization out of this unique, weird space where people feel like you don't want to pay your stars or take care of your stars, and then trade him the next season after you pay him. That's not gonna work, right?
Yeah.
So just stop it, right? The two people that your trade pieces are the people that you brought in to build around your star player, right? So DeMar is a tradable piece. If you don't believe it, I really don't freaking care. The league agrees with me. Vooch has not been re-signed yet.
So he's not.
He
a
may
tradable
not get
piece.
re-signed.
Yeah, he's not a tradable piece.
He's not a tradable piece. He may not get re-signed, but that also means I got 25 freaking million available
Yeah,
if he doesn't get re-signed. Right?
I mean, honestly, for me, and I mean, I've been looking at it like this for half the year. If you want P. Will, I truly believe that P. Will probably could take that next step here. I mean, he started to ramp it up late. I think if anything, you got to get rid of DeMar. I would say that the big three next season for me will have to consist of Zach, Vooch, and P. Will. Just to one get P. Will going. That kind of frees him up to do more. And I don't think Vooch really wants to leave.
Well,
I don't
Vooch bought
think
a house
Vooch
here.
really
Vooch
wants to
definitely
leave,
don't
but
want to
you-
leave. Hey, like, there's also like the human aspect of
Yeah.
it. This man literally just bought a nice crib up in this. Vooch like, I just got the crib. I
I
ain't even broke in every room yet.
Guess what? That's the hard part about being a
Yeah.
professional athlete. Like stuff like that can happen. He'll
Hey,
be
hey,
okay. He
Vooch,
was making.
hey, look, Vooch got enough money. He can have two
he got
houses.
enough money to hold that mortgage over until he can sell it. Like
He got enough money. He got two houses. No, I think I will say this though, right? Like I hear like we got to move on. To me, I don't think that the move on is as clear anymore. Moving on from DeMar or Vooch, Billy Donovan ain't going nowhere. But so you're not moving on from him either. But I don't think that it's as clear anymore because of what the second half of the season showed you. Second half of the season, DeMar was willing to adjust his game. DeMar was willing to take that back seat to Zach LaVine. DeMar acknowledged Zach LaVine as the leader of the Chicago Bulls team. Right? So I looked at that and right, like when you look at the numbers, DeMar took 15 shots 5-6 times in the second half of the season, took 20 shots 5 times in the second half of the season. Those games with 20 shots usually coincided with Zach LaVine taking 18 or 17 or having an off shooting night where the Bulls needed somebody to get themselves going offensively. I think there is a role for Demar Derozan on this team. I think there is a role for Nikola Vucevic on this team. I think that there's a role for this core. I think the problem comes in when Zach LaVine drives in and kicks it out to a shooter wide open in the corner, and that shooter is Pat Bev or Alex Caruso or right, like P. Will kind of became a blicky at the end of the season, and you felt better about him out on the wing, but then P. Will was coming off of the bench. You know what I mean? And listen, man, Billy not adjusting that bench quick enough. So that's you get what you get with that. I think that, to me, right, realistically, when you look at the Chicago Bulls team as a whole, you see a team that has fixable issues. That's a good place to be heading into an offseason where now, contract-wise, right, you got to do something about Lonzo's deal. At this point, you got to get the disabled player exception, or you got to get the what is it? The veteran player exception. One basically you get his money for this year. The other you get his entire contract off of your books, but you still got to pay him out. He still gets his money either way. I think you have to do something with Lonzo Ball's deal. I think you have no choice. Basically, yeah, like he gets his bread. But it just doesn't count against the cap.
Extrapolated out over X amount of years.
It doesn't count against the cap, right?
Yeah.
No, he get his bread up front. He's like, hey, here's your money. Go find whatever
there's
team
an
you
option
can.
where you actually get to do it over the course of several years.
That one still counts against the cap, though. That one still counts against the cap. Yeah. But that was that's a heck of a trade. The Lakers did Luol Deng. But that one still counts against your cap. Like Luol Deng just came off the Lakers cap this season. So you have to make a decision on that. Like I would love for Lonzo Ball to come back. I understand the odds are against him. I would love to see him have his comeback story, and he's a great player, and he plays out the rest of his career because he's only he's 25. Great, let's do it. You still have to have a contingency plan for that. The mistake to me that AK made coming into this season was he just had no plan for the point guard position. The plan was, let's run with this second-year player and hope that he takes a step. There was a lot of hopes and dreams in this season.
He did what he could, in my opinion. Jalen Suggs is a name that comes up in my mind. And the reason that name comes up is because I'm looking at teams who have a plethora of guards who played the point guard position. Plethora of guards. Name all the guards that they got, bro.
Hey, wait, time out. Hey, that just bring me back to the conversation we had Friday, bro. That was fun.
What?
Pat Bev top 30. No, he's not.
It's for Orlando.
It's for Orlando. You got a point.
For Orlando. You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't forget about that. Yeah.
Dog,
they got top 30.
Got
4 point guards.
I just remembered that.
And he's below all of them. Like
I would take all of them.
But it's like, Jalen Suggs, we were watching him, 2 years ago doing what? Playing a point guard position, getting his, I think they won a national type championship, or did they win or did they lose that game?
Who?
Jalen Suggs.
I don't know.
I think they won.
I think they won.
No, they won.
They were definitely in the game.
Because that's when him and Paige Buchans was going crazy. The only reason why we forget about Paige Buchans is because she got hurt.
My man wasn't a bucket in my opinion, but you know what he did? He orchestrated the heck out of that team.
Yeah.
Natural point guards. Ayo is not a natural. Ayo is a scoring guard. He's a combo guard. Ayo, you know what Ayo could be? Ayo could be Drew Holiday if you really put his mind to it.
Well, Drew Holiday's a point guard.
Yeah, Drew Holiday wasn't.
Drew Holiday
had some ebbs and flows to his career.
Yeah, but Drew Holiday always was a point guard.
at one point he wasn't the guy at point guard.
Not really though. Like he always he was on some trash teams. Like after Atlanta, it was like Drew Holiday in Indiana, and it was like, all right, who's here with me? Everyone's dead.
Yeah, I think the point is like name a good combo scoring guard that's off the dribble, and Io has the aspirations to be that guy. Like.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a pass first guard. He is someone that he can create offense for himself, and that's his forte. You let him do it. Like I still think that you would replace Kobe White with Io. I still think that that's a possibility. His defensive rating is better. His offensive rating is even only the on par or slightly better, despite the fact that it looked optically he looked like he had a worse season. Like it's amazing how the numbers. That's what I say. Numbers don't always tell the truth. But the numbers say that Io got better.
He did not.
He
did not. That man was getting cooked left and right.
He got one. He got his defensive rating is 114. It was 115.4 last season.
Hey, listen.
The lower the number, the better the defender.
It sounds great.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
I'm in ingredients. I saw some games. I was like, Io getting beat.
Hey, listen, it's a reason Billy Donovan couldn't put that man out there in either game. He put him out there for 5 minutes. That man was looking awful.
But let's be real. Io DeSumo was not getting cooked as many times as Alex Caruso was getting cooked half the season. And Alex Caruso defensive rating is sky high comparatively. And I'm like, I know I done seen this dude get broke off 1,001 times.
Nah, I was getting cooked more than AC. AC was getting cooked too. I'm not saying AC wasn't getting cooked, but we talking about which pot we in. Io's definitely in a bigger pot.
Yeah. I think that the end of the day, though, we're in a situation where, one, let's just be real. It's the end of the season. These are like exit interviews or like whatever.
Yep.
Whatever was said in the last couple days, especially from AK's perspective.
Don't believe none of that.
Don't believe none of that trash you heard.
Don't believe it.
If that man told you that everybody was coming back, I guarantee you that meant half the people were leaving. Like, don't believe it.
The thing is, you just don't have a ton of assets. The Bulls realistically don't have a ton of things that they have signed or want to bring back. Like DJJ has a player option. Okay, Andre Drummond has a player option. Andre Drummond played well this season. Andre Drummond might want to opt out and not be back in Chicago. He didn't have an exit interview.
I wouldn't be back in Chicago.
Vooch isn't under contract, so Vooch can move on. Kobe White is a restricted free agent. Kobe White can go out there and find the baggy bag. And listen, I love how Kobe played in the second half of the season. You don't go out there and just give Kobe White whatever he wants. Kobe White finds somebody that says, I'm going to pay you $22 million a year. Thank you for playing the work version of our game.
Kobe, $22 million a year.
Hey, we say, hey, listen, Kobe White's worth what somebody's willing to pay him.
Kobe's gonna get 15 a year. He's gonna get 60 over 4.
Kobe White's worth what somebody's willing to pay him.
Hey, I believe. Hey, listen.
Look.
You know I'm in sales. I sell salt to a slug.
I just told you that yesterday.
You go. Yeah, we can't say the one we actually said, but no. But
did you see this? This man came in late second half of the season, was playing behind 2 premier guards, and was still able to be productive in the last playing game. That's at least worth $21 million a year.
He was like, listen.
And here's the thing: to a subpar team that needs shooting, right? Like to me, right? Like an OKC. Yeah, Kobe could be a starter in OKC right now.
Who you gonna put on the bench?
Nah.
Who they
Kobe ain't no starter on OKC.
Pat. Who you putting on the bench?
Hey, you tried to get that one off. He ain't doing that.
You can move Lou Dort to the 3.
Who you putting on the bench?
Who they 3?
Shea, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort.
Oh yeah, he's starting there now. Yeah, no, I forgot about Josh. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I stay forgetting about Josh. I stay forgetting about Josh.
He tried to do it.
He stay forgetting about Josh.
I stay forgetting about Josh.
Josh just go drop 30.
No, wait. You get one more chance.
Run it in a straight line.
You gotta get one more chance.
Orlando.
Took him offline. No, this is an insider. Shut up. You better play along. You get one more chance. Find a team he's starting though.
Orlando.
Maybe.
He was starting
Yeah.
Orlando.
Maybe.
Because the difference between all the guards they have and Kobe White is 6'5".
Hey, watch Orlando be our trade partner again, and we send up Kobe White for a point guard.
Well,
It makes sense.
it better be Jalen, cause
Hey, let me get 2.
Hey, I'll be honest with you.
I'll
take
sign
Cole
him to a
Anthony.
$20 million deal. Let me get 2 off of you.
I'll trade for Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony got
I
hurt.
wouldn't be mad at either of those. See, the problem is Cole Anthony stay hurt. I like Cole Anthony, but Cole Anthony don't get us out of our Lonzo situation.
Yeah, you do.
Nah, because Cole Anthony,
He's a point guard. He's a decent point. And we
Yeah, but
saw
Cole
Cole
Anthony
Anthony
be
cook
hurt.
Kobe White. Come on now.
yes, but
I mean, just 'cause he
Cole
could
Anthony
Kobe
be
White,
hurt
bro, I
every
mean-
year. All of them. The reason they have 4 point guards is because they just like we trying to figure out which one of y'all gonna stay on the court the longest.
Man, they got 4 point guards simply because they overdrafted and
Nah,
then they all got healthy.
Markel be hurt. They be like, all right, next up.
Markel be hurt and they be like, we got Cole. Cole get hurt and they be like, we got the other one.
We got Jalen.
Markel though is clearly like
I don't
one's
think
talking
Cole.
about
I don't
him.
think Cole Anthony has played 70 games yet. He might not have played 65 yet.
Let's find out.
Like Cole Anthony is always hurt. Markel
He
Fultz,
played 47 his first season, but that was a bubble season, so that was a shortened season anyway. The bubble season.
I don't know if the bubble season was short, but I don't think. I think 47 is too short.
65 games the second season, so that's at 65.
There's a 65. Okay, I told y'all 65 to me is a full season. and the modern NBA, 65 a full season.
He played 60 this season.
A lot of games. And the thing is with the Chicago Bulls, right? Like the difference with the Magic is I would have to look into. I'm not going to do a deep dive into the Magic right now, but like I would have to look into when these mugs are getting hurt. Because if you're getting hurt right beginning of the season, all right, I can live with that. He turned his ankle beginning of the season, pretty good. Okay, all right, he came back, hooped the rest of the year. If you're getting hurt in the last 20 games all the time, it's one of them situations where it's like, hey, bro, like we're gonna actually need you in them games.
It's really the whole team for real. If we be honest.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. That whole that Magic team should be that Magic team should be so much better. But I don't know what's going on in the water in Orlando that's different in Miami, but they can't stay healthy. The only person that stayed healthy this year is Paolo.
Not Paolo and Wagner.
And Franz Wagner.
See, that's why they would be a good trade partner. Because for some odd reason, I keep forgetting they got the rookie of the year.
Yeah, they got Paolo.
Yeah. So with him being on that roster, I need Markel Fultz. I don't need maybe one other guy. I got 2 people that's suspendable. What am I going to get? I need shooters. All right, let me get Kobe White. That makes sense.
Hey, listen,
I can see them being our trade partner. Sincerely,
they might not even need that if they get Wemby.
Hey, you talking, bro?
Hey, they still in the running for Wemby.
Damn, you talking about Paolo, Wagner, and Wemby, bro?
Hey, that's a crazy, brother.
They got both
the bigs are back.
The bigs is back, bro.
The bigs are back.
That's why I said both of the bigs.
Jonathan Isaac is a sad story.
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac is a sad
bad
story,
for that
but
boy.
like,
hey,
damn.
sometimes your body tell you can't play in the NBA. He need to hang it up.
man,
He
it happens.
he done tore his ACL 4 times?
Wemby, Chad, Mobley.
At the end of the day, right now, we are who we thought we were, a mid team, and we're gonna we have to put AK on the hot seat. Like honestly, if you didn't like the roster construction,
then we got 2 words for. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
Hey,
don't maybe get into character. I'll do it. I'll get us canceled. I get us canceled right now. You don't understand. That was my favorite era. I will get us canceled.
Oh God! Oh, the timing on that was perfect.
That was perfect.
Oh God! I applaud you on that, Steph. That caught me off guard.
That was a bar.
Shout out H, man. Shout out,
man. But no, in all sincerity, this is where your GM, like the offseason, that's your GM's time. That's his time to shine.
Yep.
Right. Who are you now to get the right people on this roster? Because Billy Donovan doesn't do that level of recruiting. Billy Donovan vets the people that are realistically able to come to the team, and he gives input on who he can fit.
Billy
Donovan is not your head coach. like they all obviously, like the way it works, players give input, coaches give input on the type
Yeah.
of players that are there. But sometimes the GM has a list of players that they're targeting, and then they go to the coaches and the players and say, how do you all think these people would fit? And they don't go to every player. They go to Zach, they'll go to Demar, they go to Billy. These are who we're targeting. What do we need? Stuff like that. And then his job is to go find those people or get those people that he brought to them.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
So this is AK's time. Like we have faith that AK was gonna come turn things around. All right, cool. You got Demar here. We appreciate it. You got Vucevic. We appreciate it. Now we need more if we're gonna be competitive.
Yes.
Now let me see what you got. Because Zach showed me that he's the guy.
But
Billy got better in his adjustments. He showed me that why you
Billy
extended
did
him.
But
Show me why you're
you
here.
know what though? I'm actually glad you said that though, kid, because outside of the three of us and probably Hayes, like I haven't heard nobody say like we really gave AK some grace, bro. Like you had your grace period because you got Vooch and Demar. Like outside of that, I mean, you got Vooch and Lonzo.
You're supposed
Outside
to
of that,
like
you really that like he made the Chicago Bulls competitive. Like
He made us relevant again. And I
Like-
gotta give him credit for that.
here's the thing though. It's not like I get like
what you gonna do to follow up?
basketball is one of those sports where you can come back quickly if you get the right player, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
But we ain't got LeBron.
Don't need
Like
LeBron.
I know y'all like we don't have Joel Embiid. You have to build a team when you don't have that guy. When you have Joel Embiid, you know what you can put around Joel Embiid? Who else is on that team? You got Maxey and Harden, and then like Tobias Harris just kind of stand in the corner, and then PJ Tucker, like he get in when I need some defense sometimes, and then
Yeah.
who else is on the bench? Like that, you can do that when you have that team. So here's the thing: I give AK more grace, and I'm not saying, and I'm also not a panic fan. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm glad that my GM is not a panic GM. I'm glad that my GM don't look at the situation that the Bulls are in and say, yes, we need to blow this up. Because that's just panicking.
Yeah,
And
no,
you shouldn't be a
definitely
GM
not
if you
blow it
panicking.
Yeah.
You want to know
Definitely
who?
not blow it
You
up.
want to
I'm
know
not-
who
I'm not
panicked?
saying-
You want to know who panicked? Daryl Morey. When he started off in a trade that was going to get him picks in James Harden. And by the end of that trade, he sent 3 first-round picks, Ben Simmons,
That's still
and
funny.
like 3 other players just to get James Harden back. That was a
That was a
panic.
fleece. He won that trade.
I mean, he won
that
that.
trade.
He won that trade with Ben Simmons in the end.
Hey,
You know what I
hey,
mean?
let's be real. James Harden just put up just won the assist record, I believe, or second was in there, and he put up a monstrous game 1, and he's played that point guard.
Hey,
He
listen.
won that trade.
Hey, listen,
Okay.
James Harden played well, but how you was getting picks and you end up losing them. Hey, listen.
Hey,
he didn't win
in
all
the,
of that
in the
trade.
NBA,
He was
what's my
like,
rule though, bro?
But
He
he
was
didn't win
like-
all of that trade, bro. You can't start off with a deal on the table where they like, all right, we're gonna send you 3 first rounders, and then by the end of it, it's like, so I'm sending you the first rounders? Yeah, that's what we said.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
He
listen.
won that trade. It looked optically.
He
it was
won
like,
that
man,
trade
you're
on
giving up
Simmons.
a lot.
He
The
won that
only
trade
thing that
on
he ain't
Simmons.
winning on is
Yeah.
James Harden got to get 50 M's. But I heard that James Harden may restructure his contract to stay.
Hey, listen.
So if he does that, bro, not only is that a winning mindset, he absolutely won that trade. But I like the example you brought up. Like you don't have those particular players. I think you do have a player you build around. I think you build around
You got
Zach
a
the
player
same
you
way
can
that Phoenix
build
built
around.
around Phoenix
Devin
built
Booker.
around Devin Booker.
Yes.
Right?
You have a player you can build around for sure.
Very
I'm not
similar
saying that.
situation.
What I'm
So-
saying is, but like with Phoenix and
you
Devin
don't have
Booker,
a
right?
generational talent, is what
The-
you're saying.
Well,
I don't think
the-
Devin Booker is a generational talent.
no, he's not, right? But look at how the team switched. I don't care as much about how many people on the bench when I add Kevin Durant. But when it was just Devin Booker, I had to have DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, a bench that went 6 or 5 deep if I needed it to. I had to have Cam Johnson take a step, right? Just for them to be the 5th seed. Just for them to be competitive in the West this season. Last year, right, they end up going further. But right, like the change in mindset around that is I can give this up. You gonna give all of that up for who? Kevin Durant. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
We're articulating the same thing, but like I don't think
No, we
we're
are, yeah.
Yeah.
at all because like you mentioned, you had when you just had him, you had a bench that went 5 deep. AK has to build that bench now.
Yes.
AK has to get us those pieces so Zach can go out there and be Zach. But when Zach comes out, we're not losing leads. You know, as much hate as Rob Pelinka had earlier this season, the way that he was able to turn this thing around and fleece, I don't know.
He could be GM of the year.
He could be for real. Rui Hachimura, nobody was checking for. I liked Rui, but I didn't think he was going to be this.
I liked Rui. I've always checked for Rui because he was the only natural born Japanese player in the NBA, I believe. So I always check for. I think he had black, half Japanese. I always keep an eye on the Japanese players out there. Shout out to Rui.
You and this anime thing, right?
I just love Japan. Japan lit.
You know, stuff like that. He turned that roster around. He did it in like a really good fashion. To me, I'll be honest with you, AK is probably going to have one of those moments. He's going to have to find your Rui. I think it's going to still happen in the Wizards jersey. I absolutely still want Kyle Kuzma in the Bulls jersey.
I would take Kyle Kuzma.
You know, I think that's going to happen.
How much you paying him?
You got to get out of line. The only way you can get
he fully expecting to get a bag.
The only way you can get Kyle Kuzma is if you do one of the exceptions on Lonzo's contract. It's
and
the only
way.
Resign
Vooch.
Yeah, but if you don't re-sign Vooch, you still need to sign a big man.
So you got
Kyle Kuzma can't be your starting center.
Zach.
No, he's not gonna be a starting center.
Then we're having the same conversation about dudes being out of position.
Zach DeMar Kuz. But here's the thing with the NBA now being like 5 out, where the big is not as prominent. You could get away with it. You could get away with a serve. You could get away with Andre Drummond still being on the roster and not paying Vucci going to get a Kyle Kuzma. I'm not saying I like it. It's not my preferred style of basketball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the 5-out basketball. 5-out meaning the big man is now on the wing, stuff like now, and he's shooting more, stuff like that. A lot of teams play that now. In fact, I still think Miami kind of plays that because Bam gets his money around the rim, but he's not a dominant bang in the post type dude. Like he has limitations when it comes to that. You could build a roster like that. And I don't think he will be a premier big man, but I think he can handle that. But he will also be able to be someone who can keep up with the scoring. His defense has improved. You need someone like that. He can shoot the three.
Yeah.
He's mobile, runs for rim runner. Like Kyle Kuzma, like people get a lot of flack for him, but like Kyle Kuzma deserves a $20 to $25 million a year contract. So 5 years, 125. He's absolutely
I give you 20. I give you 20 to 25. No, I give you
he's
that.
absolutely gonna get it.
He should.
I'd like closer to 20 to 25 by a lot. But I give you that 25 if we can front load or back load one of them Johns. But you know what I mean? Like it's tough, man.
At the same time, there's gonna be so many other movements. Like Dame is moving. Like Dame has been like,
bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. If AK can do anything, to me, now y'all know, right? I have a different opinion than most people on superstars and stars and all of that. Damian Lillard, I do believe, is a superstar level talent. I just don't think he's had a superstar career.
I'm about to say, I'm waiting for him to say Dame's a superstar after he just argued with me at his crib.
No. I said he's a superstar level talent, right? There's a lot of dudes that have superstar level talent. They just haven't had superstar careers. Mm-hmm. Damian Lillard hasn't had a superstar career. His claim to fame is rookie of the year and getting put out by the Warriors.
I mean, he got put out by the Warriors, though.
I mean, listen, like getting put out by a team don't give you a better history.
Never won a championship.
Karl Malone also was leaps and bounds better than anybody at his position.
I mean,
that's the difference. But that's the difference to me when I look at like 90s to now. In the 90s, it was just like, hey, who's more talented? Like you did have like.
Carmelo had Tim Duncan. He had KG was
Tim Duncan's at the end. KG's at the end. Karl Malone had a whole career of cooking mugs. Karl Malone had a whole career being leaps and bounds ahead of mugs before Tim Duncan and KG get into the NBA. All them points didn't just come them last 2 years when he made the finals.
Oh no, he's definitely been a bucket for sure. I think
you know what I mean. Like I think to me, like I just think like we need more than just points now to separate these guys' careers because there's going to be a lot of dudes, especially coming up, that score a lot of points on good teams and bad teams.
Oh yeah, but see that's why I think even with the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals MVP. It's like I told you last year. I think that's gonna play a factor like later on down the road. I don't think it's gonna play a factor early, but I feel like you gonna have to count those later on.
Yeah, but the thing is, you still got to make the finals.
Yeah.
The losing team not gonna get the Western Conference Finals MVP.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I'm just saying
it's just
they don't count right now, but they're definitely going to count later.
That's so whack.
You said it best though. It is a change that America will hate, but the rest of the world will completely get.
Yeah.
So you got to take the rest of the world into account versus just America. And I know, like, it's not like baseball, right? Where like, hey, listen, this is the World Series, and this is the only place that this thing matters.
Yeah.
Like, literally everybody, like, we do the live calls. We got Bulls fans in Thailand. We got Bulls fans in Australia, Bulls fans in Antarctica, Bulls fans in, well, maybe not Antarctica, that was wild, but Hawaii, we got Bulls fans, right? Like all over the world. Like it's a global thing. Like they're tuning in at 2:00 in the morning to be like, hey, are we winning? I have work in 2 hours. Are we winning? Like that fan base is different. So I don't think that, like, is it whack here? Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like the play-in tournament. Or I don't like the play-in tournament. I don't like the little, whatever the mid-season tournament is.
The mid-season tournament sounds lit, but I want to see how
you gotta see it first.
I gotta see it first.
I gotta see it. But here's the thing. I gotta see if Muzz are gonna care. I gotta see. Now I will say this. I think that they're building the mid-season tournament off of how much do you love your vets, and I think it's gonna cause so much animosity. Or how much do you love your younger players or your role playing guys? And I think it's gonna cause so much animosity. Because if LeBron say, hey, I'm gonna sit out and I make vet men and you could have made me $500,000, I'm gonna be a little upset, bro. You're like, hey, bro, listen, like I ain't LeBron. You got $500K.
The good thing about this shift, especially because it's going
shift, right?
Shift that with the F.
Spell it out.
SHIFT.
Okay, cool. All right, we're good.
Shift.
Okay.
All right.
All
Control Shift Delete. So the good thing about it is
nobody hits Control Shift.
Bro,
delete.
it's Control. Oh, hold on.
What does Control Shift Delete do? Wait a minute.
Control Shift do?
I don't know. We have a well, it's a proprietary software, but like
he going smart. All right, never mind. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. It's just one of the things I work on for work. You know, I'm kind of a mad scientist when I really want to be. No, but you know what this does? This absolutely, I think this is the part where you're gonna like basketball as much as you like football. Because I've always felt like, and this is my take with football, and we can get into some other things and even some football news. I mean, I got a couple extra minutes today. If you do, I do.
Yeah, we can keep going a little bit because we got to get into this. I do want to talk about the NBA playoffs. So if we got a couple,
minutes, you know what? Let's pivot into that one real quick. The last game.
But before we do that, I got to get the breaking news sounder on here. I'm dropping the ball. Breaking news: Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles have agreed to a 5-year, $255 million deal, making him the highest paid player in NFL history. 179, 3,000, whatever. Y'all know, 179 million guaranteed, basically.
179 million guaranteed in total guarantees, including 110 fully guaranteed at signing and 126 fully guaranteed by March 2024.
I'm sick of this, bro.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this, bro.
Perfect.
So sick of this. No. Shout out to him.
You gotta rebuild the defense, but you had to pay Jalen.
Shout out to him.
Kid, you still hate him? You still hate him, kid?
Ironically, so this is my take, right? Jalen Hurts was a project, as many other quarterbacks are projects. And I actually just had this conversation with somebody at the gym the other day. My man Gamble, if you in the chat, I appreciate you, man. He support the shows, a huge fan. He was talking about how he ain't like Ringo being a Heat fan. Like, it's kind of cool to be out.
Hey, drop them area codes now. How y'all feeling? All right.
My man is so committed to the Heat, he wore a red suit to assembly anyway.
Hey, I was fresh.
There's the Heat mascot for real. Anyway,
where the bitches at?
like the here's the thing, right? so there's good players, there's great players, but I feel like the NFL is more you're as good as I make you. And Jalen Hurts to me is you're as good as I made you. I got you. I put all the right pieces around you, so you had no choice but to succeed. There's very few talents where I feel like no matter what pieces were around them, they were going to succeed. Deshaun Watson got his contract because no matter what pieces were around him, Deshaun Watson was a stud.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts wasn't a stud.
Jalen Hurts is not the same quarterback outside of the Philadelphia situation. I don't think he falls off a cliff, though.
Now, here's the thing. I don't want to make that statement and you'd be like, well, a lot of people have to develop. And that's true. A lot of the greatest QBs have to develop and stuff like that. But there's a difference between people who walk in being the guy who get these contracts and people who you have to put all these pieces around. And I think the Brock Purdy and San Francisco situation really shows you, like, hey, if you give some of these guys a shot with the same pieces you give these starters, you might have really good talent on your bench.
The difference is with that is that you don't have, right, with Brock Purdy, their system's foolproof because it's so predicated on a running back getting the ball right side to the right of you, to the left of you, or behind you. And then when you lull the defense in because you just keep killing them with short yard gains, then I can throw it over the top. The problem was they haven't had quarterbacks that are great at throwing it over the top. Brock Purdy looked like he's able to throw that dot when he needs to. Yeah, you know what I mean? But that's not everybody's system. Philadelphia don't run a system like that. That's why Gardner Minshew failed. Right? Like, realistically, a lot of people had what Nick Foles had that got him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's just, in Philadelphia, I should say. It's just that you still have to be able to compute the information that's coming in. You still have, like, it's not the simple game. It's not the, all right, I'm going to just kind of try and take you out of the deep parts of the offense as much as I can, and then I'm going to give you a deep shot downfield every third or fourth play. I think Jalen Hurts has to do a lot more than Brock Purdy and them have had to do. I think he has to compute a lot more information than a lot of those guys have to. I think he earned his bag.
He has a full. I mean, he made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like, I think he earned his bag.
You made it to a Super Bowl. There's people who have never made it to a Super Bowl that are all-time greats.
Hey, I will say this. Baki just dropped this in here, and this is what makes it gross. Top 3 highest paid QBs in the NFL: Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray.
and one person got
hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Kyler Murray has money based off of the fact that you got to stay in the facility and study.
Hey, my whole, they end up taking that clause out of his contract. But I think, yeah, they end up taking the whole like study clause out of his contract, even though I think he probably needed it. But like, I think that was more of a tactic to be like, hey, we need you to be in here more. We need you to be studying more. But I'm not.
They needed an owner that actually had the balls to sit there and be like, no, that's staying in there. Do better.
Yeah. Hey, listen. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I ain't touching the field.
Kyler Murray would be the only name I bring up at every. Be like, Kyler Murray.
No, Russell Wilson.
Hey, no. Because Russ got a Super Bowl. Russ can actually play football. Russ got in a situation.
Russ had a bad season, but he was cooking.
Hey, Russ got in a situation where they said the head coach didn't come up with the offensive or defensive game plan.
Oh, yeah, he was.
What you do, my boy? It's nothing left. Hey, what you not helping on special teams either?
You don't help with none of it.
You know what I mean? Like,
hey, bro, was the head coaches.
And he said, hey, we got a game this week.
Hey, bro, you know what I mean?
Like, hey, Russ walked into the office.
So Russ is different, bro.
Buddy said, "What about it?"
Hey, if I'm Lamar, I'm in every meeting with and that boy just need to go get an agent. Hire a kid.
Every meeting with my agent saying, "Hey,
he ain't got no agent. He in every meeting with his mama. He'd be like, if you don't bring up Kyler Murray 15 times, mama, we have failed." Because he's making $46 million a year.
With the franchise tag, Lamar will be making 45.
Yeah, but the thing is, kid, with the franchise tag, I get like you just like, oh, he gonna get that money. With the franchise tag, though, like people have broken their leg on a franchise tag, and it's like, okay, you got your bread, get out the NFL.
Got your bread and go.
Yeah, get out the NFL. Like you'll never be back in this league again. Like
me and you agree. Yeah. Me and Steph, we agree. You know the problem? Did that thing say fully guaranteed?
Did what say fully guaranteed?
I thought you said it said 110.
It said 110
guaranteed.
guaranteed at signing. So I'm gonna pay you 110 right now. Boom. By the way, I would never want 110 at one time if I'm an NFL player because taxes gonna eat 60% of that. So do
I don't
with
know
that
what
what you
tax
will.
is in Philly. I don't know if they taxing in Philly crazy.
At his tax bracket.
I wouldn't want it here.
In his tax bracket, hey, you ain't gonna see one nothing. You gonna see like 55 of that joint. Like,
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. How Miami been bad so long? Like Texas teams, Miami teams, like they just be bad. And it just be like, bro, it'd be like, I'm gonna just throw an absorbent amount of money at you.
coaching.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm gonna just be like even the coaches, like I should be able to get the best coach in the building. Hey,
No, I said
no
culture.
tax.
Oh, you
culture.
say, with culture, coaches. You know the other thing though, I'm not gonna sit there and so I don't want that up. But it's not a fully get. He wants a Deshaun Watson contract, and Deshaun restructured already.
Yeah,
Deshaun restructured already.
He's still getting the baggy bag though.
He got.
But I don't think I truly like as much as you say that, and I'm not like trying to come into a point like at all.
Come on,
Like I'm just saying we don't fully know if he wants that Deshaun deal because it's something that you also said, and it's something that Pat knows. It's something that we all know. At some point, he still got to put the pieces around him. So I don't think that he's gonna look for that Deshaun deal exactly. But you gotta pay me more money than Kyler though.
I will say
You gotta pay
Kyler
me
would be
more money than
Kyler would be in
Come
every.
on, dog.
Kyler has nothing to his name. Like there's no claim. The claim to fame for Kyler is just like even if the MVP was 2 years ago, all of that. The claim to fame for Kyler is he plays in the NFL.
Bro, the MVP wasn't 2 years ago. It was damn near 4. Excuse me. I tried to say dang, end up saying it anyway. But like it was almost 4 years ago. Like, bro, you're not getting paid off of what you did 4 years ago when I got 2.5 seasons of you not being that guy.
Hey, listen. I'm
Hey,
with you, kid. I'm with you, kid. I'm just saying, in the negotiations, I got 4 years now of Kyler Murray not being that guy, and I would be in every meeting like,
hey, listen. And you know what I'm gonna look at you?
Hey, you can literally hold Kyler like this and just be like, hey, Kyler.
Hey,
tell him how much you make.
If I'm Lamar's agent, this is what I tell him.
46 mil.
You see this contract? You see this contract that Kyler Murray got? They already regret it. They don't even like him. They don't even like him.
D-Hop don't even like them.
Right? They don't even like him. Nobody. All the people in Arizona are trying to leave.
What are you saying? I'm gonna get you the ball. Tell him.
Hey, D-Hop want to leave. Buda Baker trying to leave. Everybody trying to leave. Hey, listen. So don't hit your wagon on that one. Move that to the side. Boom.
Hey.
You see this guy right here? Deshaun Watson, guess what? He restructured already to get competitive.
Did y'all see the Buda Baker? They said Buda knew at this moment that he was going to ask for that trade, and it was when he met the new coach. And he was like, Buda, great to meet you, man. Love seeing you. And then all of a sudden, the new coach just went, pew, pew, bang, zip. Explosions everywhere. And Buda was like, bro, that's it. He knew at this moment that he was going to ask for this trade.
Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm absolutely going to go from sports podcaster to agent. I promise you I am, because this is I have too much fun with this part. But anyway,
I love it. No, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say this about the Lamar situation, and then we can finish it out.
Explosion.
Realistically, hey bro, y'all got to see the video, bro. That man said pew 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 sploosh.
Wait, this is a Hard Knocks?
Bro, no, this is like when when they show the coach meeting the players.
Yeah.
Like, look it up on TikTok. Hold up. I'm gonna look it up on TikTok.
No, don't tell me he like actually said that. Like, I thought he just did like this. They put the voice over.
He actually said it.
I'm finna leave. As soon as I get in the car, I'm finna be like, hey, bro, this dude.
Hey, somebody in the chat said, I'm not trying to leave. I'm not a Cardinal fan.
Man, the one thing I will say is this, and this is the thing about a lot of teams, right? A lot of players will take a deal that is less of a deal on a different team. I think the Lamar Ravens bridge is just burned. And I think that they just trying to ride this mug out to the end of it. I think it's just burned. I think that if another team, the problem is Lamar Jackson doesn't have a freaking agent, and you can't just have random people call other teams to see what they gonna offer you. Now I think his mom went through the GM thing where she can call all the other, but they not answering for moms,
bro.
Clearly. And it's no disrespect at all. I hope that you get your bag, whatever. I hope that moms is able to get you the best deal.
3%. It's 3%.
But they not
bro.
answering for moms.
It's 3%.
And this is the
It
thing
depends
too,
on who you with, right? Like if you with the best, it's probably a little more than 3%. But even so, say you paying 5% of a $270 million contract with 150 guaranteed.
Agent fees are tax deductible.
And this is the thing too, though.
And Miami wanted you, like you missing half the taxes.
And this is the thing too, though. Like, there's only 3 people that I know of, and maybe I know some more that actually negotiated their contract and actually got what they got. I know that Richard did it when he went to San Fran. After Darrell Reeves tore the ACL, I believe that man was just a mercenary for like 4 straight years and was like, hey,
he just kept renegotiating
30 million here,
yep,
20 million here,
yep,
25, and I'm still that dude. And
he was able to stay healthy though.
He also took a huge risk and bet on himself in those things.
Yeah, he was able to stay healthy too. That's the real thing.
Kirk Cousins situation.
And then I was gonna say Kirk was just like, look, I'm gonna play on this franchise tag, but hey, 30 million.
Kirk has an agent.
But now, Kirk
didn't have an agent when he negotiated his first deal.
Kirk just did an interview.
He didn't have an agent when he negotiated his first deal with Minnesota. He got an agent when he negotiated, because you got to think Kirk was also coming from nobody wants me. Kirk was the same, like nobody wanted Kirk. Kirk had to go in there and be like, I can do this, like I can play, and he was coming off a good season, but everybody looked at him just like Washington did, just like, okay.
Unless I misunderstood this man, Kirk just did a whole interview where, like you said, he fought for himself, but the guarantees that he got, his agent came up with that idea. Like he literally said, my agent said, you know what, this might be that situation, and he was just like, okay, and he followed. His agent or whoever he consulted.
He's re-signed in Minnesota. So the first deal he got, Kirk did. The second deal, when he re-signed, Kirk had an agent for that one. I think. So, I mean, listen, shout out to Kirk. Shout out to all the mugs that's able to go out there and get the bag, man. Real talk. I'm trying to find this thing. I'm not going to lie. That mess was so funny. I can't find it.
Hey, while you do that, I'm going to just get some quick shifts to NBA, because that's where we were before the news broke.
Let's do it.
Last game we saw last night was the Denver versus Minnesota. I thought Denver was going to smack them anyway. I didn't think it'd be that bad. I have to give a shout out to Pat, because Michael Porter Jr. showed out.
That's my boy.
Wendell
Carter Jr.
Steph, while he's looking for that, what did you see? Did you see that game?
I pretty much looked at the majority of the game. The problem with it is, I pretty much knew that that was gonna happen. Denver just looked like the superior team right now. Ant is hurt, and legitimately, Cat does what Cat normally does, for the most part. So I think that's gonna be a sweep. Pretty much. I think that's 4-0 pack them up, honestly.
I think they're gonna win one game. Jokic, I have to put more respect on Jokic's name.
He's that guy.
He
looked good,
moves, bro.
He looked good.
He hit them with some moves. It's not, I knew he was good, but footwork wise, I was like, I did not realize it was that good. Like he hit him with a move where I rewound that tape 3 times, legitimately. I'm like, I haven't seen Mike do that. Like that footwork it's the speed and how fast he did it. I was like,
but bro, I think the thing with it is like, that's why I'm like, when Muggs be talking about like Wemby and all these mugs that's going overseas, I'm like, they play 1 game a week, 2 if that.
Yeah.
These mugs is practicing. If you they all say, yeah, scoring overseas or being like
It's
being
harder.
like precise overseas
It's harder.
is harder. When I get to there's no way I shouldn't at least be averaging.
Scoring overseas is also harder because you can smack the
20
basketball.
I mean, yeah, true, but like
The
Hey,
most
listen,
fundamentally
listen.
sound people I've ever had a chance to witness were overseas players.
Yeah.
And that's me, you know. I mean, we're in Chicago. You go to the program, you see a lot of pros. You can, if you
Yeah.
really want to, you can put yourself in the same space with a lot of pros in America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, that level of basketball, the hardest game I've ever played was against two Euro Asian players, small dudes, but they were so fundamentally sound that I was just like, I've never been so bewildered on a court before. I felt small.
Hey, and don't let them actually have played together before.
That they played together. It was just
That's
them two.
the-
It was them two. We was playing 5-4, but it was them
the
two.
The 2-man game is wild.
I'm talking about, like, why is he always
my
open?
guys right there.
They just knew where to be. Shifting to the next game, man. We had 4 games yesterday, so it was a long day. I want to do Heat Bucks real quick, just because that's one of the series that people still think the Bucks are going to win. But Giannis does go 2 major injuries yesterday. Giannis goes down with a back contusion or bone
X-rays
contusion.
with negative.
X-rays were negative.
X-rays were negative.
That's
So
great.
he's probably gonna play through. They finna give him the shot of Toradol. Tell him get your butt out there.
Tyler Hero breaks several fingers in his hand on a play that I was just like, man, that's crazy. It was crazy. He even still took a 3 afterwards, which is I thought was
which was
gutsy.
wild.
Who do you all think? I mean, the Miami won. Miami won. Giannis didn't play. Only played 10 minutes. Miami won. The game ended up being 130-117. It was a little closer than that before, you know, trash minutes, trash buckets.
Mm-hmm.
How do you all feel about that series, man? What do you see?
I thought that that's the one game that the Miami Heat will get, because we knew that they would come out very excited, and the Miami Heat haven't shot 60% from the 3-point line ever this season.
60 freaking percent.
15 for 25 from the 3-point line. 50 for 84 from the field. That is not the Miami Heat. Hey, that was a hot game. Just like when the Bulls got hot versus Milwaukee last season. Enjoy your one, Steph. Get ready for the next 4. I still got Bucks 4-1. I got Bucks 4-1.
I got
that 4-2.
I got Bucks. I got Bucks 4-2. I think that this will be a good audition for Duncan Robinson. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. The blueprint is actually there though. I'm not gonna hold you. If they're able to knock down shots early, you kind of seen it. Like Jimmy, they're able to throw the ball down low to Jimmy, and Jimmy can create. Jimmy had 11 assists last night. My whole issue with the thing is, like, yeah, Tyler went out. I need Bam to act like he averaged 20 points.
Hey, bro, Bam looking like cat out there. He is
playing scary.
Bam looking like cat out there. I mean, Jimmy dropped out. Jimmy dropped him off a dime, came all the way under,
he
split it between 2 defenders, and that man looked and stopped at Kevin Love like Kevin Love was a rim protector.
And it's like,
I mean, like he just stopped. And then like did a turnaround floater. I was like, what the heck was that? Jimmy came down. Jimmy came down, and I think who was guarding him? It might have been Grayson Allen, one of them mugs. And then Kevin Love. I'm sorry, I said Kevin Love. Brook Lopez came over, and Brook Lopez's whole back was turned, looking at Jimmy, and Jimmy dropped it through the wickets. And Bam just stopped.
You want to know why Bam stopped? Because Brook Lopez had 3 blocks.
Hey, my boy.
How you
block a shot backwards?
He had 3. He could have had 3 easy dunks.
Hey, listen. How you block a shot backwards?
Easy dunks, bro.
So like this is the reverse of Ben Simmons with Trae Young, right? With Trae Young, Ben Simmons, you dunk on that man. But if it was someone way bigger, you'd be like, all right, maybe I don't go elevate extremely. Like there's a reason the Miami won because they not just because of the threes, they scored more in the paint.
Oh
It's
yeah,
still
but
62.6.
it was free cheese down there because Jimmy was it was literally that they was on the breaker. They got set up in the offense. Screen by Bam down to Jimmy. Damn Brooke would take him, and then Jimmy would just, hey, Bam, light us up.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
go.
gonna lie to you. You know what the adjustment that's coming is gonna be? Drew Holiday is gonna play Jimmy the rest of this series.
I can see that.
Drew Holiday
I
is
was
gonna
going to say
play
the
Jimmy
biggest
the rest of
adjustment
this
is
series.
having your best player and defender on the floor in the middle.
Well, I mean, they were still cooking with Giannis out there.
like, hey Pat, he played 10 minutes.
Hey, bro, listen, they were still cooking with Giannis out there.
No,
Like they got off to a heck of a start in that game.
they were cooking because he got an early foul trouble. He played 10 minutes. He had picked up 2 fouls, both of them offensive.
Yeah, but
So like the refs were like on them early, then they rally back, then he gets hurt, and it's like, all right, cool, whatever, right? So like honestly, it don't matter who's
I got Bucks and 6. We'll get another one.
Hey
but-
dog, hey
Bucks
dog.
and
You know
5.
what it is? I'm gonna let Jimmy go for 50. I don't care what Jimmy do. You guys ain't gonna score. Jimmy can't beat me.
Well,
by
that was our whole point. Bam, do something.
hey, but Bam had 22 and 8.
And this is after he came up. Man, they need to give me the ball. I need more shots.
I mean, he was 10 for 18.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Let's move on to the next game, man. I wanted to hold these for last because I mean, Lakers versus Grizzlies. Ja Morant, a lot of injuries, man. Ja Morant goes down.
Ja can't unball his socks. That
hand is done.
That hand is done. That hand's probably broken as well. He probably just didn't get an X-ray. He probably told them no. I'll deal with it. I think Ja play through it.
I ain't playing through no broken hand.
No,
He can't dunk.
I wouldn't do
Can't
that.
dunk.
Is he a lefty?
No, he's righty,
Nah,
but
he
he can
righty.
finish with his left real well at the rim.
Nah.
I mean,
I
listen,
got Lakers in 6.
Listen. We might not do it, but we also didn't make it to the NBA.
Lakers in 5.
It's a reason these months are in the NBA. You know what I mean?
Hey,
It
they're
depends.
gonna
It depends on
absolutely-
if Ja play. It depends on if Ja play. Even if Ja plays, Ja can handle well enough with his left hand. He can do it. He can still Like he might not be able to dribble the ball as well, but I mean, like we saw Chris Paul in the finals where he was like, I couldn't do anything, and we saw him run up and down the court.
I thought that was
Just running
round.
up. Was that first round?
No,
it was the
that
finals.
was that was the first round against the
finals.
that was the first round against the Lakers.
No, that was
He
in
hurt
the
his shoulder.
finals. That was in the, no. He messed his hand up. He
He
couldn't
messed
dribble
his hand up. He couldn't.
Oh,
in the finals.
Yeah, nah, because he also, but he had also messed up.
He had like 2-3 different injuries on
Hey,
that leg.
it cracked me up because he was like he couldn't dribble, but then you rewatch the finals, like you was dribbling like him up, like what? Like,
There was
like,
a play,
but just playing through the pain, right? Just playing
Yeah.
through the pain, like those guys will do that. So I think Ja is out there. I think he still has an impact defensively. He probably won't throw that right hand out there as much. I think
he plays is just disastrous, though.
he gotta get a floater. He gotta get
Has
this.
to, bro.
I think he got one. It's just not consistent.
I mean, you ain't got one.
I mean, he like Giannis. The way Giannis fell was different. Giannis, I think, got
Giannis
bread.
fell on his back.
That man was trying to go over the top of someone, which I appreciate. It's high flying and stuff like that, but that's a long way down, my
That's a
boy.
long way down, and Buddy literally leaned in.
I still got Lakers winning that series simply because I don't think I just Lakers look different right now.
Listen, LeBron. That's what I said. Imagine winning all them games all year, and then you get LeBron.
I'm not even. You know who's
But shout out to LeBron for putting the ball was in Austin Reeves' hands to close out the game, which is wild.
I mean, that's
don't
kind
know.
of typical LeBron.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Nah, but like,
It is typical LeBron. It's just
LeBron
one of
plays
those,
off
like-
ball a lot.
man, but like,
you be like, get the ball.
but
Like,
Austin
I don't
Reeves
know about
definitely,
that.
bro. Like,
I have to give this credit. where
I've
credit.
been impressed.
I'm impressed with Austin Reeves. I gotta give credit where credit's due because nobody wanted him in the Chicago Bulls jersey. Anthony Davis had 7 blocks, 3 steals, 12 rebounds, and 22 points.
Yeah, you also got to say why nobody wanted him.
No, he had 7 blocks.
Listen, he's on the
and
court.
3 steals.
He's on the court. Nobody thought Anthony Davis can't play basketball.
No one thought he was gonna get you 7 freaking blocks.
Why not?
Because it's an abnormal stat.
I don't.
What are we talking
bro,
about?
bro,
I don't think Muggs watched
nah.
AD in New Orleans. Really,
Nah, New Orleans
AD was
it's not like
a
he can't
defensive
do
player.
on the court.
AD's a good defender.
7 blocks and 3 steals.
Listen, if you throwing him up there, he can go get him.
Nah, he been doing that, bro.
If you throw him up there, he can go get him.
If he been doing that, he'd be defensive player of the year.
He ain't been on the court. That's why he don't got one.
No. Listen,
This man's
you
been
are
hurt.
absolutely right. He's not available, but y'all also undermining like a really good.
Listen, it's a good performance. It's a great performance. I've seen AD have these performances with 40 points before.
He had 40.7 blocks and 3 steals with 12 rebounds.
AD has a playoff game in New Orleans, I believe, where he had 40 points, 5 rebounds. Or I'm sorry, 40 points, 5 blocks, 15 rebounds. It was the first game where Boogie was out.
Bro, because they was playing Portland that series.
It might not have been the first game. I got to find his New Orleans play. AD has some ridiculous playoff stats, bro. Like, I'm not surprised by AD. I'm just upset by the fact that AD don't be on the court more.
Yeah.
Like, because even when he got hurt, we was like, oh, dang. Like, he might not be back.
Yeah.
Because he talking about he can't lift his arm. Well, I mean, we seen it before.
I thought he was cramping. Like I literally thought he was cramping when I saw that. Everybody was like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah. Now, last but not least, on this particular team, I want to give a shout out because Pat loves this individual. Only black, natural. What did you say?
Only
first,
what?
Rui Hachimura. First Asian.
I believe first. I believe he's the first natural-born Japanese player in the NBA. I think he was born in Japan. Rui was cooking.
29 points, 29.6 rebounds, 1 assist, but he went 11 for 14. Of which 5 of 6 came from 3. I mean, he just was like wide open on a lot of them shots. You go look at that tape; it's like wide the freak open. Yeah. I bet you they don't do that next game.
No,
but the good scoring from the Lakers, man. 22 for Anthony Davis, 23 for Reeves, 21 for LeBron, 19 for Russell, and D'Angelo Russell, by the way. And Rui Hachimura with 29. I mean, they came out locked and loaded. I think it's still going to be a good series. I still got Lakers winning. The game in the series that everyone is still talking about ended with 5. We have another Russell that we're going to talk about here. Clippers versus Lakers. I still got. This is a toss up for me as far as the series. I don't want to make it.
Real quick.
Just some iconic stats from Anthony Davis's New Orleans days. First playoff game ever, 35-7-4. Okay. Rest of that series, final game because he got swept in the first round, 36-11-3. 2018 playoffs, 35-14-4. He finished that series off, also got swept again, 47-10-4. Like, this man was a dog, bro.
Hey, it's a reason he's top 75.
This man was an absolute dog, bro.
Steph, you were about to say something.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say while we was on this Clippers point, I don't know if y'all seen the video of the fan talking about to Russ. Hey, bro, NBA.
I agree with Chuck.
They gotta fix it, bro.
I agree with Chuck. They should be able to take one.
I'm telling you right now, one of them.
That's Phoenix's stadium, though.
One of them.
So apparently, in Phoenix's stadium,
one of these players is gonna wind up sliding the mess out of one of these fans.
What happened?
So basically, in Phoenix's stadium, for you to get to the locker room, you have to walk through like the Phoenix fan area, or like if you a VIP, you just sitting in there. So it was just chirping it. Oh boy, he walked past, probably said West Brick or something crazy to Russ. And Russ, Russ ain't messing with Muzz on that no more, so he snapped on him. But why would you design? Like, what are we doing? Like it looked like a lounge area, and apparently that's how the players got to get to their locker room.
It's been like that all season. It's been like that the season before. It's just news because Russ went at somebody.
It's news because Russ did it, I'm sure. But I listen. I
do agree with
only
you.
Only fans I got beef with in the NBA is the Toronto Raptors fans, and it's because they're pieces of garbage.
You don't cheer because somebody tears his Achilles. That was trash.
And you don't send death threats to somebody's daughter because your team couldn't make free throws.
That's trash. Like mad trash.
Yeah, Toronto Raptors fans are the garbage of all fan bases.
Hey,
are they the worst fan base?
I would say Boston.
No,
Boston's throwing racial slurs. That's tough to beat. Tough to beat racial slurs.
No, Boston and Utah.
Tough to beat racism, bro. Like Toronto's competing, but tough to beat racism.
Huge, big ER. With that, all that being said, game was actually pretty close. I mean, Russ was huge defensively. And I mean, you can't take that away from him. 3 blocks, 2 steals, was everywhere. Was not there offensively, but still put up 9 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. He was 3 for 19 from the field. 3 for 19.
The part that you don't see that unfortunately, which I almost feel like, not that it needs to count as an assist, but just count them up so that we can talk about it. The hockey assist, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, man, he finds guys in a position where it's like, I have no choice but to pass this to a wide open man. Because how the heck did you just fit this into me getting double teamed?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just a dude wide open on the wing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, I think he, seeing him now in his element, he does it, right now, recency bias, he does it the best.
Yeah.
Draymond does it really well as well, but I mean,
Dre does it well.
No, Josh Giddey coming up.
Josh Giddey is different.
Because Josh Giddey had a pass the other night. We was just like, hey, bro.
Did he do that?
You on the other baseline.
Is Josh Giddey benefiting from the NBA being too shifty and Muggs feeling like they got to jump left and right to have to defend?
Josh Giddey reminds me of if Manu Ginobili got a starting role.
Bro, Josh Giddey to me, like when you watch Josh Giddey, and he's even done a reaction video on this, like he just goes straight. Like when he goes to the hole, he just goes straight. He don't, none of that, I'm not in and out. I'm just going down. And he'll score, or he'll just be like, dime. like it's just a straight line, bro.
Basketball is simple.
Hey, that man took the sentiments of the quickest way to the bucket is straight. And put that all the way into his game, and nobody wants to turn him.
Good thing about running down some stats with this before we get up out of here with the Clippers is balanced scoring. I mean, Zubac had 12 and 15. He's 5 of 8 efficiency. Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. We gotta call him playoff Kawhi at this point.
Yeah.
38 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, along with a block and a steal. Westbrook, we already read his numbers. Eric Gordon lighting it up, 19 points, 7 of 14, 3 of 7 from 3. Terrence Mann, double digits, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Powell, 14 points. I'm doing this for dramatic effect. They just have the depth on their roster.
You saw the difference, literally, because Monty Williams countered with 5 guys. They played 5 players. 6 if you really want to count Larry Shamit's 20 minutes where he got 4 points.
7.
No, I'm just saying, like, the people that got
minutes.
The people that got more than 10 minutes, you're going realistically 5 deep, but 6 if you really want to count Larry Shamit's 2 for 5.
Put this into perspective. Kawhi Leonard played 41 minutes. He was the only one over 40. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant had to play 40-plus minutes for them to be effective. Chris Paul played 38. I give him that. But, I mean, Chris Paul also was looking like a shell of himself. He missed some easy middies that I thought was,
I'm going to tell you
crazy.
who's looking like a shell of himself. DeAndre Ayton, you can't guard Ivan Zubac, bro.
Bro, I told you.
Hey, Zubac got game, but he ain't got game like that. Zubac was making you look silly.
I keep telling y'all he going to be that downfall.
Yeah. I mean, he looked at moments. He looked like he was very passive, and then it was at moments where he was like, "All right, this
I'm that guy."
Chris is gonna now get 10 shots. I think now he's gonna have a situation where he's gonna absolutely have to knock those down, but he can still facilitate. Aiden's got to be the key.
You know what DeAndre?
You gotta play tough.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what DeAndre Ayton looks like. DeAndre Ayton looks like somebody that's benefiting from playing with one of the best facilitating point guards we've seen in the NBA. That's exactly what DeAndre Ayton looked like to me. When I see him on the court and I see him get his buckets, I was like, well, that was easy.
That was easy.
That was easy. Well, that was easy. Like, and even offensively, it is what it is, right? Like, but you have to take advantage of that. Like 18 points, eight rebounds. Love that.
Yeah.
You have to be the anchor inside defensively.
I think Kevin Durant being there and him having an off season with KD is going to really help him, because KD is going to actually bring out a little more in him than Chris Paul can. KD to me, ultimate scoring weapon. I have him down as the best scorer outside of Jordan.
And he was throwing dimes.
What?
KD was really the one facilitating.
Hey, and this is the thing. I agree with you, kid, because he's done the same thing with Claxton, because we all thought that, Claxton was okay, but it's like, okay, like now.
Claxton got his game together. Hey, Claxton got his game together. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. Claxton was cheeks for the 3/4 of this season. He was getting cooked by everybody in their mama.
I can't say three.
Well,
I can't say three.
He was getting
Claxton
cooked, but
was
I would say
bad all
he was
until
getting
right
cooked,
before
but
the All-Star game.
he was getting cooked because he's just undersized.
He's small.
He's a small
he should be a 4. He should be a 4.
Yeah, he should be a 4 for that. See, we here with it. He should definitely be a 4. But as far as like what he was doing on the other end, he was getting his money, but he was also getting worked. And he's in a situation where they need a big. They need a real big.
Yeah.
Like go sign Boogie. Go sign Boogie and let him play 25 minutes. And then Nick can kind of fill in, because like you need some size down there. That ain't gonna work. It also goes to show you that the Nets probably would have been in the playoffs. Ain't no probably. The Nets ruined that team, because I don't care. I would have paid Kyrie and they would have been talking about making the finals. So
hey, listen,
anyway.
Mikal Bridges is absolutely gonna be like
Kyle Kuzma already torched that man.
Bro, Mikal been averaging. Mikal, I think like
Al Spencer did what he torched, but I mean, by extension, he torched them.
Okay.
Yeah, because they did go like 13. They
torched the whole Nets team. He just torched the whole Nets team.
He torched he was like, yeah, you in the playoffs, but KD and Kyrie got you most of them wins. Like, that's a fact. It was a fact.
Mikal's gonna be a problem though. I like that. Yeah. Mikal's absolutely.
This is an extra long episode. Pat, I know that you would not be here tomorrow. Do you want to tell the people why? Can you tell the people why?
I cannot tell the people why yet, but tomorrow I will be able to tell the people why. We'll have I'll probably do a live later in the day. I just want to jump on, they can. But I can't tell y'all why yet, but major news you will see, I believe, tomorrow morning. News will be dropping. So, tune in for that. And I'll jump in this mug after I get back to the crib.
For this. I had a little more time today. Had nothing to do this morning, so I figured we go longer. Plus, we had a lot of games to talk about, and it's been a minute, and we got some changes coming, man. So we just wanted to sit here and take advantage of it. It's only up from here, my boy. It's only up from here.
If it's up, never mind.
Outside of that, though, what do we have? Series predictions. I don't want to give mine yet because I just don't.
I don't know, because I guess prediction wise, I still think the Bucks will win. I think I do have the Lakers over the Grizzlies. I think it might go 7, because I don't know if I think the Lakers have.
No Ja?
I keep telling y'all, Ja's coming back.
Ja ain't coming back.
Ja's gonna play.
That hand is probably broken. He legit ran off the same way that Tyler ran off.
Legitimately,
legit the same way. The only difference is they let him come out the game. So I had to stay.
Ja got that dog in him. Tyler ain't got that dog.
All right.
Tyler ain't got that dog.
Hey, dog ain't got nothing to do with a broken hand.
Look. Dog all you want. You gonna be a crying dog when they hit that hand.
And the difference is you gonna be a crying dog when they hit that hand. The difference is Tyler legitimately is useless out there if he can't shoot. So like with him not being able to shoot, like it's nothing he can do. Ja can't shoot that well. Ja, 34% from 3? So a lot of his stuff in the hole. You go up with the left. Yeah, I mean, I think Ja still play. Clippers and Suns.
That's
Ill.
going 7.
That's going 7. Whoever wins.
I doubt it. Fam, it's fam. They gonna be dead, bro. Like, they played 6 deep. The Clippers played 9 deep. The Suns played 6 deep. I think the Clippers might have it. I'm not gonna lie. I think Clippers in. I give it 6. I think they get 2. Kevin Durant's gonna catch fire, have a couple 40-point games for sure.
Hey, Jose in the chat is like going off. First quarter, KD couldn't even hit a 3, going 0 for 5, throwing assist to KD, dropped the ball twice. If that's true, I don't know. I know he missed a lot of shots. He went 10 for 15. So let's put this into perspective. That means he hit every shot he took afterwards.
Dog.
Like,
Kevin
I
Durant.
want you to understand the level of greatness. I mean, well, he
This
what,
is-
no,
this
no,
is
yeah,
why-
7 for 15.
Bro,
7
did
for
y'all
15.
see what he
This
told
is why
Jalen? Did y'all see what he told Jalen?
Ooh,
No,
When
we
he
tell.
was Suggs, when he was KD?
uh-uh.
And he was guard of it. Then I think KD hit a shot. He was like, "Look, I just wanted to let you know I'm a god, bro." And then he just walked right down the court.
Hey, listen, this the thing, bro. Kevin Durant is probably the greatest scorer in NBA history. Michael Jordan was a volume scorer. Carmelo
Bro.
Anthony, a volume scorer. Kobe White, a volume scorer.
Kobe
Kevin
Bryant,
Durant got, I mean,
Bryant.
yeah, Kobe Bryant.
55, 40, and
Fam,
90 is crazy.
He got 27 points on 15 shots. And 5 trips to the free throw line. He got 27 points on 15 shots and 5 trips to the free throw line. I watched James Harden put up 35 on 20 trips to the free throw line.
I watched KD said the reason why he'll never have like a 60-point game is because he don't shoot that much.
Does KD not have a 60-point game?
His career high is like 50 something.
That's crazy.
But he said he don't have that mentality to shoot that much.
Because I wouldn't either if I know I'm like that.
Bro,
But like put that into perspective, like the greatest scorer is someone who probably could get 80 and just don't want to. Like if KD took every shot, if KD put up 40 shots, I think KD is gonna crack 100.
bro, I don't know, dog. Like,
Kobe launched 40 of them things to get 80.
hey, and that percentage was what? It was like 25
no, Kobe was
from
efficient.
40.
Kobe was 50% from 3, 50% from 2.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was like 20 for 40, but still, bro, that's 40 shots. Kevin Durant was 13 points off on 35 less, or on 25 less shots.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, it's
You know, like, that's
he may not ever
crazy.
get the LeBron respect, but like KD for me, as long as I'm living,
Hey,
he's always gonna have like you mentioned top scorers. Shoot, it's gonna be KD, Mike, and it's gonna
by
be
the
Kobe.
by the time his
And then it's
career
gonna be
ends,
LeBron.
he might be number 1. That's insane. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is
You know who you gonna have to put up there when it's all said and done?
shots. I got Bernard King up there too. Bernard King was like this to me.
This gonna hurt y'all.
Oh,
You know who we gonna have to put up there as like one of the absolute best to ever do it, unquestionably.
Oh.
Especially if you get a ring.
Oh.
James freaking Harden.
I mean, numbers wise, yeah, like you're gonna have to put him up there. But I think the thing, first off, he ain't getting a ring in Philly. Philly ain't winning this one. But the thing you also have to take into account is, like I said, James Harden did that on like 50 shots. Or especially in his time in Houston,
Yeah,
on
because
like,
he got a 60-point triple double if I'm not mistaken. Right?
absolutely does. But he
Yeah,
got to the free throw
absolutely
line
does.
like 20 times in that game.
Yeah, wild.
Again, Kevin Durant had 5 trips to the free throw line.
Hey man.
Had 15 shots. He
Bro,
almost had 30, bro.
I can't even lie though. It's something different when you when you score on somebody and just be
Hey,
like,
hey, listen,
I'm a
hey, listen,
guy.
hey, listen. How you are amazed by AD getting 7 blocks, that's how we all should feel about Kevin Durant having almost 30 points on 15 shots.
So why is it that KD can talk trash the way he do and we all just accept it, but LeBron can't?
What you mean?
Like if LeBron was to say, I'm a god out here, like we'd be like, shit show, like we'd be at his head. But KD can say it, you'd be like, KD's
Why
Not
would he
really.
let us have that?
My favorite clip from the season is when Memphis was talking trash, and then LeBron dunked on Jaren Jackson. Like, hey, if I'm Jaren Jackson, I gotta fight what's his name immediately. What's up, boy?
Immediately.
They don't like
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. I gotta fight Dylan Brooks immediately, bro. Like, hey, bro, like you got me dunked on. I
Hey,
didn't say nothing to him.
Dylan Brooks, I feel like Dylan Brooks be putting them in a lot of uncomfortable situations.
Dylan Brooks played good defense on LeBron.
Nah, he
played really good
did.
defense on LeBron. It was
did.
physical, but it was good. I gotta give him credit for that. I have to give him credit.
And that dude we got to talk about that kid starting Steph Curry up. The reason why they about to get 4-1.
They about to get 4-1. They about to get 4-1. Steph looked this kid in the face. That kid said, 40
that's 40
on your head. Steph just went. I said it's over. It's over. God dang it. You young man are the reason the Sacramento Kings will light the beam only once in the rest of this playoffs, bro. Like, bro,
I got Kings winning that series.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even that last shot, the reason they walked off feeling good is because Steph thought that was good. He thought that shot felt good. Hey, that kid looked Steph in the face, said 40 on your head. Steph just said, I was like, oh God. I was like, he about to come out. Hey, listen. Hey, I guarantee you, when they play again, but the playoff schedule is weird in the first round too. It's like some gaps in
tomorrow.
And shout out to De'Aaron Fox, bro, because that was an absolute masterclass.
De'Aaron Fox was, hey. De'Aaron Fox got Clay in hell right now. listen. I love you, Clay. Hey, no, they don't play tomorrow. They play. Dang,
Wednesday, right?
When do they play again? No, they play today. They play today.
Oh.
No, they next game is the one that's got a gap. It's like 3 days in between it.
Oh yeah, because they travel.
Bro, it's Sacramento to Golden State.
Bro, like,
they in the same state.
They sleeping and they dance.
It's
You're
all
going
California,
home.
bro.
You're going home.
No, but I think they try to keep the games even because what's the other team that got Lakers? They play? Hold on, Lakers play tonight?
No,
The Lakers played.
it's Philly and Brooklyn and Golden State and
Philly
Lakers
and
play
Brooklyn right there.
Lakers play Memphis again on Wednesday.
You can drive to Philly. Like what?
Lakers play Memphis again on Wednesday. Yeah, I mean they got 3 days, so it's just weird to me. It's just like, man, this scheduling feel really spaced out. We really trying to milk this, huh?
Hey man, playoff basketball is here. By the time this first round ends, we'll be rolling into the draft.
Literally, yeah.
literally.
Hey man,
We got a lot going on right now. I
man.
love it. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We done gave y'all day. This day near a 2-hour episode we done gave y'all today, man. You better show some love over on the podcast side. Stop playing with us. Y'all know we can run our mouth. They literally just like, of course you gave us a 2-hour episode. Like you be cutting yourself short normally. Follow us on everything. You can follow me at Pat the Designer. We go through the bow. You can follow Kid at 1P Kid. You can follow Stefan Nadine at Stefan Nadine. Make sure to throw the 3 in that mug there, man. Hey, as always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, world. We'll be back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. till 10-ish a.m. We gave y'all an extra 50 minutes today. Actually, I won't be here. The boys will be here holding it down for y'all on the restream side, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.